Hello, fellow cycling fans, and welcome to my preview of Dwars door Vlaanderen 2025. In this video, I will present race profile and map. We're going to check the weather, and in the end, as always, I will pick my winner of this one-day race while we take a closer look at bookmakers odds. So moving on to the profile, it is 184 kilometers long race from Roeselare to Fareham. So it is not as long as, let's say, Gent-Wevelgem or the Ronde van Vlaanderen. This is a much shorter classics featuring some of the famous Flemish hills like Knottekberg and Hotond alongside Berg ten Hoyte. These three climbs are the focal point of this race. As we can see here on the map, we are starting in Roeselare, going through Waregem for the first time before reaching this loop where we have major climbs that I mentioned, and then back to Waregem where we do these two loops before the finish in the city. Knokteberg, Hotton and Berg ten Hoyte. First time we reach them is around 79 kilometer. I don't expect major attacks here. We will probably see a small breakaway of riders going before that, but then once we reach these three hills, I expect the moves to come from the peloton, not necessarily attacks, but we will see maybe Lidl Trek or Alpecin pacing the peloton. We will have three major teams in this race, I would say, and those are, of course, Team Visma Lisa Bike with Mathieu Jorgensen, last year's winner, and Wout van Aert. He is here for redemption. He crashed out of this race, completely ruining his classics campaign last year, and he's back. He needs to show that he can fight for the victory in the Ronde and Paris-Roubaix. He was nowhere to be seen in E3 and Gent-Wevelgem, but now he has to show the world that he's there. Mats Pedersen, of course, probably the number one favorite. I was very critical of his showing in E3 where he worked with Van der Poel, but okay, once we saw how strong he is at Gent-Wevelgem, we can say that he was practicing for the Ronde. Now he knows that he shouldn't work with Mathieu van der Poel, but he shouldn't have known that if he hadn't tried. Of course, Lidl Trek with their A team alongside him are Milan, Stuyven, Squinch, so very strong team. Milan for the sprint, probably, or of course, the Ronde is too hard for Milan, but here I can even see him winning. Then we have UAE Team Emirates. They are nowhere with Pogačar. Once again with a strong team here. Valens, Narvaez, Molano, Polit, Rui Oliveira, maybe for the breakaway. But still, we didn't see them perform well, and they have to show something before the Ronde. Maybe Valens or Narvaez, because in the Ronde they will all be in service of the GOAT Tadej Pogačar. Then Alpecin Deceuninck with Jasper Philipsen, of course, their number one guy. He was also really strong in Gent-Wevelgem, but he had a puncture at the worst point when Mats Pedersen attacked and he never caught him. Was third in the end in the sprint, but if he held on to Mats Pedersen, maybe he could have even won the Gent-Wevelgem. So those four teams are the focal point. Uh, have in mind that a Belgian rider still hasn't won a one-day World Tour race. This is maybe the best chance, because then we have the Ronde and Paris-Roubaix where we will have Mathieu van der Poel and Tadej Pogačar. So Van Aert and Philipsen, this is your place to shine. Okay, well, then we reach Knotteberg Hoton once again, because you see Knotteberg is a really steep climb, 1 kilometer at 7.7%, but there is a maximum gradient of around 11% near the finish. If you attack here, then Hoton is coming straight afterwards, then some long descent before Marieborstraat and then Alkenberg. So Eichenberg. So if you can escape here, then there is a good chance to finish it off, because there is some 40 kilometers to the finish, less than a 1 hour effort for these guys, and in the final third of the race is not really that hard with Nokeberg and Nokere. These are not steep or hard climbs, so I don't see a rider escaping there. and then if you're in the front group, then you can expect to be in the sprint for the win. This is how the weather will look on Wednesday. It will be really nice, some 14-16 degrees Celsius throughout the day. Wind, however, will be quite strong, 22 kilometers per hour. It can create some echelons. It will be, as we can see, we're going in loops, so at some part of the stage it will be a tailwind, at some part it will be headwind, but in the finish it should be more of a crosswind like this. So maybe it can create some echelons later in the race. What about the bookmakers? Well, they have Mats Pedersen as the number one favorite. I have to agree with them. He looked incredible in Gent-Wevelgem. I can see him showing that form once again. Then Jasper Philipsen, if it comes to the sprint, of course we need to back him up. Wout van Aert at 7, he just really needs to show up here. I would like to see him win, to be honest. Mathieu Jorgensen, so Visma Lease a bike with two guys, and then Milan, Girmay, Merlier, Stuyven, all dangerous men in the sprint. Who is my pick for the win? Well, I will have to go with Wout van Aert. If he doesn't win here, then I don't see where he can win. So thank you for watching this video. Like it if you enjoy my comments about races. Don't forget to subscribe. Many previews are coming. Tomorrow I will preview the Ronde van Vlaanderen, Tour of Flanders. Then we have Basque Country and Paris-Roubaix coming up. A lot of previews in April. So subscribe. Thank you for doing that. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon. Bye.